following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's Ravens Report, Sammy Watkins is mic'd up for the Ravens' dramatic win over the Kansas City Chiefs. We sit down with quarterback Lamar Jackson to relive the excitement of Sunday's win and preview the matchup against the Detroit Lions. All that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
He's a 15-10-5 touchdown Ravens. They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
Welcome to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. What a moment Sunday night. And before we break down the game, we owe you Ravens fans a thank you for providing an unreal atmosphere that this team clearly responded to, finally taking down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs after 3 straight losses over the last 3 seasons. And it was a game that was full of momentum swings, in a lot of ways personified the resiliency and determination that this organization is built on. But it's also important to remember that it was only a Week 2 win, and this is a marathon of a season that does continue on Sunday with a trip to Detroit to take on the 0-2 Lions, who did show flashes in a Monday night loss to Green Bay. But before we break down that matchup, let's travel back to Sunday night through the lens of Sammy Watkins, who he had mic'd up for his home debut against his former team, as the Ravens welcomed the flock back to M&T Bank Stadium for the first time since 2019. The environment was electric, and the game followed suit. High voltage from start to finish. It's Ravens Wire.
Hey, we're going to win this game. So just keep your poise the whole game, bro. It's going to be good and bad, but we're going to fucking win.
Opening drive. Jackson to throw. Has time. His pass is intercepted. Tyrann Mathieu down the far sideline. He's to the 15, the 10. Cuts back at the 5, and he is in for a touchdown. And the Ravens, with all of the check boxes that they can't do, check them all. They go 3 and out with a pick 6 on the opening drive, and now they'll have to play from behind.
That was on me. Because I couldn't see you, so I couldn't. I ain't know where, I ain't know where you was.
When I see you stop right there, that's why I'm like,
Yeah, all right. Good to have it early, it's good. Damn, but we good though.
Well, that took some of the starch out of the crowd, but as Mike Tyson so eloquently said one time, everybody has a game plan so they get punched in the mouth. Well, the Ravens have taken the first punch to the mouth. Now they have to respond.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Gotta believe they're going to put 8 in the box eventually, where the Ravens will just keep running it. He'll give it to Williams, left side, big hole, 5, 2, 1, fumbles the ball, and now the Ravens have it on the touchdown as Devin Duvernay snatches the ball out of the air and leans into the end zone.
Hold it. Ain't no holding. Ain't no holding. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, welcome to a wild night that's unfolding early.
They're not going to stop us. No, they're not going to stop us.
great job. Hey, all night, just keep running that rock, baby. You can't stop the run.
Time continues to wind off the clock. 6:31 left to play here in Baltimore. Purple and black Ravens jerseys everywhere. Fans up on their feet. The electric feeling of anticipation just swirling around the bowl of this stadium. This is a house that is just ready to let rip. But they have to get the ball in the end zone to do it. 3rd and goal from less than 1. Tyson Williams in the backfield with Pat Ricard. Give is to Lamar Jackson. He'll keep it on the read option, and he flips in for the go-ahead touchdown.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's f***ing go! Come on, God. Give the defense supernatural powers. Dominate.
Lamar Jackson has brought the Ravens all the way back. Now it's up to the defense to secure the win.
Let's go! Let's go!
And just like that, 2 plays into the drive, the Chiefs are close to field goal range. A sack or a turnover would be crucial for the Ravens defense here. It's four-man front. Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield. They'll get the carry off the left side. Fumbles the ball, and the Ravens have fallen on it. The Ravens have recovered.
What I told y'all! What I told y'all! What I told y'all! What I told y'all! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Chiefs' second turnover of the game has turned this night around.
Put some respect on his name. Everybody who are there. Hell yeah. Stop it. That's a celebration I like to see when you play.
With 1:20 left to play, lead by 1. But Kansas City has all 3 of its timeouts remaining. So enjoy this moment of pure elation, but this game is not yet done.
Hey, 1 first down.
It is 4th down and 1 as the Ravens come to the line.
We're better. We're better. We're better. We're better.
Jackson sets in the shotgun, takes the snap, runs to the left. He's got a gap. He's got a first down. And with
That's
1
how
minute
you
left
win
to
a football
play,
game.
the Hayes in the barn
That's
for the
how you win a
first
football
time in
game.
2021.
What a series of moments. The Odafe Owe forced fumble and recovery, and then another example of the deeply rooted trust between John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson to go for it on 4th and 1 to seal the game. Coming up next on Ravens Report, we sit down with the aforementioned Lamar Jackson to talk about the excitement of Sunday night and the matchup on Sunday with the Lions. Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. Sunday night's win over the Kansas City Chiefs seemed to provide a collective sigh of relief and joy for Ravens players, coaches, and fans. Emotion that can only come from beating a team that's had your number the last 3 seasons. And nowhere was that more evident than in the reaction of and around Lamar Jackson, who, for better or worse, will always be compared to Patrick Mahomes as an elite-level quarterback and fellow face of the league. And while he was ready to celebrate getting his first win in the matchup, Lamar was also first to say, "We didn't win the Super Bowl, and the focus has to move to the next game." The perfect example of his continued drive to always attack what's next. And for more on the win over KC and what lies ahead, here's Lamar with Shelby Granath.
Lamar Jackson is the best playmaker in the NFL. It's not even close.
This was the one they weren't supposed to win, right?
No quarterback other than Lamar Jackson wins last night.
This brother is like Michael Vick 2.0. It's just another level to this.
Lamar, you did it. You got that win over Kansas City. Now you've had a few days to reflect on it. How did it feel to be a part of that big team win?
Man, it felt pretty good. You know, just from us facing adversity. First week, coming down with injuries, major injuries, but our guys fought hard, you know, against a great team, offense, defense, and special teams. You know, all phases played their part, and we came out on top.
It had been 617 days since fans were in M&T Bank Stadium for a game. What was that atmosphere like on Sunday?
Man, I'm glad I was playing for the Ravens, you know, that night. Man, the atmosphere was crazy. You know, they were so loud. I had to, you know, try to bring the crowd down a little bit on offense, you know, because the guys wasn't hearing them. It was just fun, you know, fun, electric. That's what we needed. You know, we needed that last year when we played them. And, you know, I know the fans felt that way, and, you know, I'm glad we got it done.
We saw it again on that 4th down. Coach Harbaugh asks you, do you want to go for it? And you say yes. What does it mean to you that your coach has that kind of trust in you?
Oh, man, I love it. You know, I just had to make sure I get that first down so he can keep believing in me and keep trusting me. Not just me, you know, my O-line and the whole offense. You know, he's just not putting that in my hands. He's putting it in all of our hands. You know, without those guys, we're not making anything happen. You know, Zeitler coming back on that pull block. They kick out that linebacker from stopping me in the backfield. He could have stopped me right then. You know, A lot of those guys need to get credit because they was blocking their tail off on that last play. You know, Ben Power stepping in at left guard and doing what he did. You know, it was amazing. You know, just not myself, it was the whole team with trust.
You've really been hitting a stride with Hollywood Brown and Sammy Watkins. What has your connection with those two been like this season?
It's been like that ever since camp when those guys came back. You know, I had a day with them. I mean, we've been just fine, you know, each and every day. It's like we already knew what we was getting into. And those guys just as hungry as I am, you know, for victories and trying to get better. So they just make my job a lot easier. I just got to put the ball there and let them do the rest.
Now, heading to Detroit this weekend, what does this team need to do on the field to stay in the win column?
Get better. We practice today and therefore to the game. Stay locked in. Don't peak too soon because Detroit's hungry. You know, their defense is aggressive defense, and I watched them play against Green Bay the other night. I watched a little bit of the game, and those guys were fighting. So, yeah, we got to be ready for that disciplined team.
Now, I have to ask, last week there was a photo of a very young Lamar Jackson circling social media. Where did that photo come from?
I don't know. I seen Miss Lacey had posted it on Twitter, and I asked her, I'm like, where did you get this photo from? Because I don't even have that photo. I don't know where that picture come from, man, but it was dope seeing it, though. It was dope seeing it.
Well, then I saw a tweet that said, man, I'm glad I never had to face Lamar Jackson in a game of tag on the playground.
Oh, yeah, I was like that. I was like that in tag.
You were good?
Yeah, I was
Dominated?
pretty good. Manhunt, hide and go seek. I was pretty good at those games. I love playing those games.
Okay, Lamar, we're going to end with a little rapid fire this or that. TV series or a movie?
Dang, I like both. It depends.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Morning or night?
It's night.
Call or text?
Text.
Soft shell tacos or hard shell tacos?
Soft.
The new Kanye album or the new Drake album?
Drake, I don't listen to Kanye.
Purple jersey or black jersey?
Black jersey.
Have a game-winning touchdown pass or a game-winning touchdown run?
Game-winning touchdown pass.
Okay, you're playing Madden. Are you playing as yourself or Michael Vick?
Ravens. Oh, I'm playing.
Yeah, quarterback.
I'm playing as myself. Back then, I'm definitely playing with Vic.
But now you'll play as
I'll
yourself
play
with
with
the
myself
Ravens?
because I'm on the game. Yeah.
Okay, Lamar, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this weekend in Detroit.
Appreciate yourself.
And with the performance Sunday night, Lamar now has 4 career games with 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing, the most in NFL history. And his buddy, Hollywood Brown, may have put it best this week when asked, what makes the Ravens so dangerous? His answer, we have Lamar Jackson. Well said. And coming up on Ravens Report, we preview Sunday's matchup against the Lions with the head coach, John Harbaugh.
Ravens Report is brought to you by MedStar Health, the official medical team of the Baltimore Ravens, and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. There's no greater reality show than the NFL season. It's a series of peaks, valleys, and dramatic turns. And there are few head coaches better prepared to handle all that comes over the course of a season than John Harbaugh. And while his energy was palpable in that locker room after the win Sunday night, as you would expect, he also quickly reminded his team that it's just one step in the test that will continue to come starting Sunday in Detroit with a matchup with the Lions. And for more on that game and what happened Sunday night in Baltimore, here's the head coach with Garrett Downing.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. It's good to be joined by you. We got to start with that game on Sunday night because that atmosphere was incredible. How would you describe being part of that game and that experience?
It's hard to find a word. I like incredible. That works really well. It was great, you know, to feel the fans, how loud, how excited they were, just the way the game unfolded. It really couldn't have been any more dramatically played out than it was. I mean, if you wrote the movie script, people probably wouldn't believe it, but it was really just something that's very memorable. I'm just kind of proud to be a part of it.
I have said that to me that was the best regular season game at M&T Bank Stadium that I've ever been a part of. I know you said something similar to the team after the game. Could you just feel a different energy over the course of that game, pre-game, post-game, all of that when you're out there on the field?
You could. I mean, it felt like a playoff game. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the fans were back for the first time. It was a night game. It was a Sunday night game. It was the Chiefs, who we have so much respect for. You know, we had such trouble beating over the past. Our guys were tuned in, but the fans The fans were really locked into that game. They were into every play. They never faltered. You know, I thought the team never flinched, never blinked. The fans never flinched either. I mean, they didn't bat an eye. They stayed with us the whole time, and it really helped us a lot.
At the end of the game, there's some cool moments where you got a big bear hug from Villanueva, Lamar, Bozeman. I think Bozeman picked you up and gave you a big bear hug. I got to believe that as a coach, those are the moments that you really cherish.
Never forget. You know, I never forget. Those are the things that it's why you do it. It's why you do these things. You know, Marlon Humphrey told me he picked me up and I felt like I weighed 50 pounds. You know, 50, really? But, you know, the adrenaline was going. It was just one of those moments.
Odafe Oweh wins AFC Defensive Player of the Week. I mean, this guy seems like he plays like a Raven. I know it's only 2 games, so what has allowed him to have this success?
Well, he's talented as can be, but I think this guy's all business. I mean, Odafe's a young guy that he's kind of an old soul. You know, he comes to work. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and he works as hard as anybody I've ever seen.
This week you got the Detroit Lions. Something that's interesting about them, Dan Campbell, they've only got 2 games with him as the head coach. As you're preparing for them, is that a challenge because you're still kind of trying to figure out what they're going to be in terms of the scheme, and how does that affect your preparation?
Well, I mean, you know, you kind of get a feel for based on who's there, the coordinators, the head coach, and then after 2 games, you have a sense of what direction they're trying to go. And I think we have a sense of where they're going. I'm sure there'll be new plays that we'll have to defend, but really in that sense, it's our job to execute our schemes, to execute our offense against whatever we get, execute our defense and our special teams against whatever they give us play-wise. So we understand, I think, the type of team that they want to be. It's up to us to execute our defense, our offense, and special teams in the game.
Awesome, Coach. Well, thanks so much for the time. Good luck this week.
Thanks, Garrett. Appreciate it.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, it's time for the Billick Breakdown, where the Super Bowl winning head coach is going to take a deep dive into the Ravens' rushing attack and red zone success.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. After a tough start Sunday night, the Ravens offense kicked into high gear by doing what they do best, run the rock, piling up 250 yards on the ground, controlling the clock, and cashing in the red zone. Something former Ravens head coach Brian Billick takes a closer look at in this week's installment of the Billick Breakdown.
Well, it goes without saying this was a huge win for the Ravens. And the way that they did it against the high-powered Kansas City Chiefs offense was prototypical. They ran for better than 251 yards, holding the Chiefs to under 100 yards rushing. They converted on 3rd down, 6 of 11. Conversely, the Chiefs only 1 of 6. And the big one, they were 4 for 4 in the red zone. When you beat the Chiefs, you have to score when you get an opportunity in the red zone with a touchdown. That's exactly what they did. And the last drive was prototypical as well. 11 of the 14 plays were runs. They converted 3 third downs. And of course, the defense forcing the turnover to seal the win. So let's look at some of the elements here. In the first 2 plays, you can see how they interact with one another. The first one, obviously, is going to be Lamar Jackson is going to give the ball to Freeman. Now, I want you to watch how the defensive end and the linebacker are absolutely frozen on Lamar Jackson, as they should be. They know they've got to stop him to win. That allows Freeman to get to the outside with a huge 31-yard run. Now, you come back and you look a little bit later in the game. Again, now they know they've got to honor that fake. I want you to watch here. Watch what the defensive end does when he comes down. Lamar Jackson faking the ball. And look at the way the defensive end is actually frozen. This allows Lamar Jackson to get to the outside. Patrick Ricard now does not have to account for the defensive end. He gets to go to the next level. Lamar gets to the outside. Ricard gets the big block, and then you see, obviously, a Lamar Jackson patented sideways move getting back into that second level. But it was the yin and yang of the big play off the run and then the play fake to the run and Lamar Jackson getting to the outside. Now let's look at this 3rd and 6. Again, 3rd down, so important, and doubly so because it's in the red zone. I want you to watch Lamar, the way he scans the field, sees that they're in a passive zone, steps up in the pocket to buy time. He doesn't just pull it down and run, and sees that he's got Williams sneaking out underneath, dumps the ball off with a kind of sidearm throw, and converts on a huge 3rd down in the red zone. All right, now we're going to see down. Again, we're back in the red zone. How important it is in the red zone. And again, it's about Lamar Jackson scanning the field. He starts to the right. He gets good solid protection. works his way back up to the field, all the way to the backside of the formation, again, in the red zone, getting a big play. So it's Lamar working the pocket. And then, of course, at the end of the game, you got to know Kansas City, a patented Pat Mahomes come from behind win. They're getting down into field goal range. All they need is the field goal to win. And what does the defense do? They come up with the big strip on the running back. They're swarming the ball. They get the turnover to seal the win. So this was an absolute consummate Ravens offense, defense, special teams, top down. They had 35 minutes times of possession. That is huge when you play a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. They need to take this formula on the road to Detroit, run the ball, third down conversion, score in the red zone, and it'll travel well to Detroit.
So now the attention turns fully to the Detroit Lions, who do sit at 0-2, but have shown the ability to go toe-to-toe with two of the top teams in the NFC, the 49ers and the Packers. Some keys to keep your eye on ahead of this matchup. Offensively, as Coach Billick mentioned, you have to imagine the Ravens are going to continue to lean on the rushing attack, that despite all the injuries in the backfield and now across the offensive line, does appear to be in midseason form. And the Lions did struggle to stop the run against the Packers Monday night. The Ravens also need and will want a fast start in this game. Coming off that emotional win Sunday night against a team you've been desperate to beat, you have to bring that energy against a desperate Detroit team Sunday at 1 Eastern. That'll do it for this week's edition of Ravens Report. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to never miss a moment of the action by downloading the Ravens TV app on your Roku, Apple, and Fire TV devices. We'll see you right back here next week on Ravens Report.